Hey everybody, Kneecap here. This video is going to be about healing and more really a rant or frustration or venting about healing in general and where it is right now in Legion. First of all, I do want to say that there are bad healers. There's some healers that don't know what they're doing. If you have a healer in a dungeon, he could have queued as a healer for a faster queue, like if he's a priest or shaman, or he could have tried to queue as a tank as a paladin or druid, for example, and it not worked out. So he's like, well, healing might be easier than tanking. No, but so there are bad healers. I want to get that out of the way. So there are healers that deserve to be blamed and deserve to be yelled at. In a raid situation, you might bring a healer with you who has high HPS just because he's more of a really high-end class raid healer like a druid or a shaman that can kind of raid heal really easy while also doing other heals as well. So the HPS might be super high, but he might not know the mechanics, and that makes him a bad healer too. So yes, there are bad healers. But for the most part, the healing community is a great community. We have to do a little bit more, in my opinion, than most people do in a fight, and what more than most people realize, especially if you're not in the top 1%, where you're in a guild where there's no mistakes made. A lot of times, what's happening, especially in a raid environment or even a dungeon environment, really, is if other people are messing up, sometimes your healer can kind of carry you through it by healing through some damage that maybe shouldn't be healed through. So uh, healers get a lot of blame basically and not a lot of credit. So I'm here to give you guys credit and I'm here to complain about the blame. That's just straight up what this is about. First thing I'm going to complain about is the HPS. Granted, I didn't heal in Warlords and I didn't play in Pandaria. So the last time I healed in a raid before this expansion was Cataclysm. Back then, no one ever mentioned anything about HPS back then. HPS is a stupid statistic. It just really is. The HPS, if the if the whole idea of the statistic is if everyone's doing the fight correctly in a raid, the HPS is going to go down, or in a dungeon. If you're doing all the mechanics correctly, the HPS is going to go down. HPS is more of a general guideline on how intelligent your raid or group was, rather than a reflection directly on the healer. If everyone's alive, then the healer did their job. In a raid, if everyone's alive, then the healers did their job. The only difference being that if you have three healers and two of them are at 300 something HPS and the other one's under 200, then yes, that one's kind of getting carried. So if he has the same gear as the other two, then yeah, maybe you need to talk to him. But if everyone's alive and topped off and everything, then the healers did their job, and the HPS doesn't matter. There's only a defined amount of healing to do. So if everyone's doing good, then HPS should be lower. And that HPS is more of a general guideline, in my opinion. You can use it, like I said, to find the bad apple of the bunch. You can use it to say, well, look, you aren't quite doing enough healing to heal through this fight. But generally, if you are killing things, so if you're successful, HPS is really just something that you can use to judge on how well your raid's doing at knowing the mechanics of the fight, or how geared your tanks are so they're not taking as much damage. HPS has nothing to do with the actual healing, because there's only a set amount of healing to do. And it's just a frustrating thing. Too many healers are judged by it. I'm in my own guild, so luckily I don't get judged by that personally. I lead the healers in my raids, and I don't judge them by their HPS. I judge them by performance, knowing mechanics, and everyone staying alive and pulling your own weight. So on one general fight, I might have the highest HPS at 220,000, and someone else might have 180,000. And I don't say, well, why was yours lower than me? You're a stronger class than me. Um, Everybody's alive. It was an easy fight. Why the hell do I care? So that's my general thing on HPS. The other thing this has just been going on since vanilla, and I've never had a video channel to do this on before. So I'm just sick of the blame going on the healer all the time. This mostly happens in dungeons. It does happen in raids if you have kind of a ragey raid leader, I guess. But in dungeons, when you have a tank, doesn't know what the heck he's doing. He's just standing in crap. Has just generally no idea the mechanics of the fight. One shot mechanics kill him, and somehow the entire group blames the healer, and they vote to kick you out of a looking for group tool. That is extremely frustrating. If you're not a healer and you're watching this, please have some common sense before you boot. Yes, if the healer's not healing, boot him. If the healer is healing and you don't know what the heck you're doing, don't boot him. It's just annoying. Nothing's more annoying to me as a healer than having to heal the same kind of thing twice. Like if I'm doing a looking for group tool, so like a random heroic, chances are I don't want to do another random heroic because I don't even need the gear or anything like that. So if you have a healer in there, you're somewhat geared, just don't boot him because your tank's an idiot. Uh, and then of course there's the DPS that are dumb. DPS that don't know mechanics. It's just basically you can't expect a healer to heal through something of certain mechanics. Certain mechanics are heal through, and the healer can carry you. Other mechanics you can't heal through, and the healer can't carry you. So stop blaming the healer when you can't do the mechanics. There's in raids, don't blame the HPS or low healing if the tanks can't do a taunt swap correctly. Don't blame low HPS or the healers if the DPS don't know how to stand in a certain formation or to spread out or to stand in a certain spot. I mean, it's not that hard. As a healer, you're doing the mechanics and healing them up, trying to keep everyone alive, and for some reason they can't handle, not stepping in crap. So that's just my general annoyance right now. Other than that, healing is in a great place. I feel like every class, I think I've healed with every class now in a raid, and every class is pretty strong. Everyone has their strong points and their weak points, of course, and certain classes are stronger than others. But I've enjoyed healing with pretty much every class. So healing's in a pretty good place. Everything's been pretty even, again, depending on fight. So I still love healing. I say my annoyance is mostly in jest, but yeah, they are still annoying, and sometimes it's nice to just kind of vent about it. Everyone, thumbs up and sub if you like, and have a good one.